I am the host of the Midnight Runner Show, Christopher Knight, and this is your weekly update. This is only about an 11-minute total update because of YouTube regulations, and a lot of other places to upload videos. You can do like 10 or 11 minutes. So if you want to check out the full show, you can still hear it on archives by going to blogtalkradio.com/Midnight Runner, all one word, /Midnight Runner. You can select any show from the past. You can click download, you can listen to it, you can MP3 it, you can podcast it, whatever you want, and you can hear the whole show in its entirety, okay? So this is just going to be a brief update on some of the stuff that we went over on the show on this past Thursday. Now, the two things that I was making point of this Thursday was there are two ways to bring down a country. Number one, you got to dumb down its youth, okay, so there's no future generation. And two, you can Europeanize, as I like to call that word. I don't think it's even a word, but what the heck, Europeanize this country. Turn it into a socialist, Europeanized country, okay? We know that Barack Obama is trying to do that with the national socialized health care and all this other garbage. And I had a guest on the show, and some clips will be coming up in a couple of minutes here. A guest on the show that spent 3 weeks in Europe, in Germany actually, Amsterdam, Netherlands, in that area, and reported back some of the stuff that's going on over there. It will blow your mind. And the connections between America and Europe, it's amazing. Okay, Cash for Clunkers, we all know about that. That was actually a European program. The Cap and Trade is a European program. Aldi's Supermarkets is over there. They've come over here now. They're doing this bagless thing where they won't give you any bags because it's better for the environment. You got to buy the bags. That's a European thing, and so on and so forth. But she had a lot of great information and made some connections about America and Europe. So a couple of the article pieces I went over highlighting about the kids, okay? This might be why kids are going nuts, all right? How about this? Father of the Day, okay? Dad in strip club, okay? Leaves kids in the car, okay? This guy leaves a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old and in a car while he goes in the strip club to drink and look at the ladies, okay? Yeah, real nice. And then it says at the bottom that the relationship with this guy and the children isn't exactly it's not being released. They're assuming it was the dad, but maybe he wasn't even the dad. That's kind of creepy, right? How about this? Dateline Alabama. Long-running family feud sparks a city riot, okay? Two families rioting in the city streets down in Alabama, okay? How about Tampa? Prosecutors. Teen bragged about killing, okay? This was a gang member at 15 years old who turned around and murdered somebody, was bragging about it. Yeah, no remorse. How about this? California, a couple days ago. Boy arrested after school explosion. This was in the news a couple days ago. Boy made pipe bombs, brought them to school, blew up a couple of them in California. Then he had a chainsaw, and he wanted to try to hack people up as they were trying to run away. Isn't that nice? What is going on with our youth? Okay, what's going on? Cops, teen created a child porn website. Here you go, Tampa Tribune, down here in Tampa. Okay, imagine that. Okay, 17-year-old kid, creates a child porn website. I mean, this is incredible, okay? I mean, something's going on with our kids here. Check this out. North Carolina, state senator shoots and injures intruder. I love this. Democratic state senator in North Carolina. Somebody tried to break into his house. I hope it wasn't because he was supporting the bill. Tries to break into the house and kill the guy, and state senator shoots him. $1.58 trillion is the estimated federal budget deficit for this year. It's incredible, okay? Anyway, listen to the clips from the show. If you like it, please tune into the show Thursday nights, 8 p.m., blogtalkradio.com/Midnight Runner. Thank you.
All right. Well, as we do each week, let me have a little toast with everybody. All right, let's have a drink. All right. That's fantastic. And that is a toast to all my listeners. Okay? That is a toast to all my listeners out there, like I do each week. That's a little kind of weird way of saying I appreciate you all listening out there, okay, in the Twitterverse and out in the cyber world and in the chat room and wherever else you might be listening to the show, okay? That's a toast to you, my listeners, for putting up with me for 90 minutes or less each week. So I appreciate that. So, of course, the big question everybody wants to know is, did you find out anything about the healthcare system over there? What did you hear anything? What family members? What did you hear about how the healthcare system actually is over there, if you heard anything?
Yes, I did get to hear some information about healthcare when we first came in. when we first flew in, my son was very, very tired. Both his eyes were bloodshot. They were worried he might have pink eye, and they said, oh, that's not good. You don't want to go to any of the hospitals nearby. Make sure you go to the military only. Stay away from the Dutch hospitals. They're terrible. You have 24-hour waiting. You know, if you go to ER, you can be in there for 24 hours before you're even seen by a doctor.
All right, okay, so just to get this right, they said don't go to the regular hospital because you'll be waiting 24 hours before you actually get to see a doctor. You're telling the truth here, right? So that's not something that America's just making up.
No, it is true. People will go in and they will wait 24 hours before they are seen. And offices for, hospitals and doctors' offices are closed sometimes at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and there's nothing, you're limited as to what you can do. No matter how much pain you're in, you have to decide if you're going to stay home for an extra day and wait for them to open so you can go see them, or you sit in the waiting room for the next, 24 hours. So the choices are not very good, not good at all.
So would you say that the morals over in Europe, outspoken morals, moral activities, morals over there are worse than it is over here right now?
I would say so. Because it's
more widely acceptable?
Yes, it's more acceptable. It's more in your face. It's right there. It's everywhere you go, pretty much. Things you see in a toy store, in a souvenir shop. I tried to find something for my daughter who's 8, and I couldn't find anything appropriate. I mean, it was very difficult. My son bought a bag of chocolate-covered cherries, and we thought, okay, this is, he was all excited about it. He brought it home to share with people, and he gave one to my brother, and I gave one to me, and my brother started eating it, and he's like, wait a minute. And I tasted it, and I said, uh-oh. It had real alcohol in it. In the chocolate-covered cherries. It was right there from the grocery store, the regular grocery store. It was Aldi's, actually. We have now down in Florida. It was that.
Yes.
And we went in and just grabbed it, and he walked out. He bought it right there. My son's 13.
Now,
and so the bag thing just happened out here in the last probably year and a half, I think. If you look at Publix and now Walmart and all these other places are saying, here, buy these bags, these earth-friendly bags, and spend $2 or $1 to buy it and bring it in each time. That's a very European thing.
Yeah, you see, so it's in little ways, in different areas of our lives, they're trying to make America and our lives more like Europe. And that's my whole point. Why do we have to change to be like Europe? We are a sovereign country. We're a sovereign nation. And Barack Obama, with his cap and trade and all the big policies, listen, cap and trade is a European thing. Oh, and also cash for clunkers. We all know the cash for clunkers. Turns out that is originally a European project. It was a European program where they offered people to get their dirty old cars off the road. Barack Obama adopted that plan from Europe. I mean, it is so clear that he cannot leave America alone. This country's been doing fine for over 220, 230 years. And Keith made a good point. We're going back to Britain, but it's not the Britain that there used to be. And all this crackdown. And I was telling people last week, and we're going to take a break in a minute, but I was telling people last week, I had an article where a pastor and an athletic director down here in Florida are being charged with a crime because they prayed before a meal. I mean, what is that? Sounds like the way what we ran from, what we ran to get away from Britain was the tyranny, and we wanted to have freedom of speech. We wanted to have freedom of religion. We wanted to have the freedom to assemble and the freedom to carry guns. All that stuff is stopped. I think this country was allowed to be free because of the blood and the sweat and the tears of the brave men and that were fighting. And if we're not careful, we are going to lose what we have. And we're not going to be able to say it's a great day for freedom anymore. We're gonna feel a lot of sadness. But we've got to stand up. and take a stand for this country and realize what is happening. There are forces and there are people that are trying to change everything that this country was built upon. They're trying to say that God wasn't in this country at the beginning. They're trying to say that if a student prays a prayer at school, that somehow that's the Congress making a law establishing a nationwide religion. And people are believing this crap. They're trying to say that anybody who protests the government is un-American and dangerous and is a terrorist.
Ugh.
Look at all the names that the people that are going out and protesting this health care bill are being called. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
And Nina's been telling us about the stuff going on in Europe and looking at the connections of what's going on here. And we're starting to adopt these European principles in this country.